Previously on Burnt Popcorn.
Give them
in the
home.
lunchroom.
See, this is circular. You're not
The
answering the
founders,
question.
whoever
Who
did-
made the recording?
Whoever made the silo.
There's strife in the ranks. Can Burnt Popcorn survive this stupid sci-fi show?
I have a very low opinion of you, and even this, I'm shocked.
You guys, I'm disappointed that you guys
you don't
are
understand.
literally this thick about this.
Find out on this episode of Burnt Popcorn.
What's happening? I'm gonna let
Gorgeous.
I'm gonna let Ken do the intro for this one.
Oh, okay. Season 2. What is this? Episodes what? 5 to 8 or 10?
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
No.
All right. Everybody, shut up. Stop creaking. Stop smoking. Stop drinking. Yeah. Stop that. Welcome back to Burnt Popcorn. We're finishing up season 2 of Silo, episodes 6 to 10. And boy, are we on different pages on this side. I don't know what I'm going to say about that. All right, everybody shut up. I'm making magic happen here. All right. Season 2, episodes 6 to 10. Apparently, we watched different shows because those two hated it and I thought it was okay. So stay tuned. Watched a bunch of assholes yell at each other. Back to you, Till.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
What show are we watching? Episode 6 of 10.
I said that already earlier. I thought you were just going to cut that part from... That's why I said season 2 to... We're watching Silo.
I mean, how about give me one of the great Silo debate rages on episode 6 through 10 or something, you know?
Okay. Well, apparently, if you watch the first... Silo, the great debate continues on through episode 6 to 10. We watched different shows because those two hated it and I thought it was okay. Are they right about some shit? Yeah, but you know, they're also dramatic and I hate them. Stay tuned to the next great debate.
We'll make Showman out of you too if it's the last thing I fucking do.
Yeah, just drink your tea. What are you eating, Semper, that you look like a fucking chipmunk?
Reese's Pieces, baby.
You really are a 7-year-old. Are you going to the movies?
Get me some hard candy and a sweater.
From your cold red and your
It's popcorn.
No, I know. It's Reese's Pop. What the hell?
I like to suck the candy coating off the chocolates.
Tonight is the best movie night ever.
Did you actually buy that at a movie theater? Where do you
No, I
get
bought that at Walmart.
All right, guys, we're back here to talk more about Silo. You saw the last episode and how heated it got. Well, guess what? We're back to finish off the season tonight. And we're starting off with episode 6, Barricades. Tensions rise with Bernard blocking supplies to the lower levels and Knox having weapons made. At Billings' request, Pete travels to the lower levels to treat Patrick. Patrick tells Billings how he helped Juliet with the hard drive and accepted a deal from Sims to be agent provocateur at the protest in Mechanical. Bernard questions Camille about her action to protect Knox and Shirley, but she deflects him. Knox and Shirley lead a group attack on the blockade and push it 10 floors higher, claiming the critical farm on level 122. Billings questions Walker, Knox, and Shirley about Meadow's death. When Billings tells Bernard via radio that he wants to open a formal investigation into Meadow's death, Bernard shuts down all radio communication in the silo. Lucas works on decoding Quinn's letter, and the sophistication of the cipher prompts Bernard to make Lucas his shadow so he can access the legacy. In Silo 17, Juliet wakes after being treated by Solo, who has hidden her suit in hopes of forcing her to fix the pump before she goes to return home.
Okay.
The synopsis was just as shitty as the episode, huh?
You guys are being a little much.
I haven't said anything yet, Ken.
Yeah, well, you're going to match his. Go ahead. Say the same thing he did.
I wasn't even listening to him.
Well, that's not very good for a discussion, but okay.
Well, you know, that's how I treat Semper all the time.
That's true.
So I'm sick of being abused by you guys.
Be more
So,
pleasant. Maybe we wouldn't treat you a little better.
I'm fucking awesome.
so this is the
Okay, go ahead.
episode where Juliet's dad goes down to the lower levels. Bernard, Tim Robbins' character, turns the screws on Common's wife to get information on why she helped the mechanical rebels. And then you have the sheriffs, who I call Uncommon, and Deputy Kylo Ren.
You're still trying to make that work, huh?
It works great.
It really is.
It's
He
how I
really is
remember them.
forcing it.
Do you want me to not remember them? Because I'm
Say,
not going to remember the
anything
names.
else. I get that you don't remember them. Just say
Hair
the fucking...
and no hair. How's that?
Okay.
Is that better?
No. I hate
See,
you.
no matter what I say, you're going to be annoyed. But they question the mechanical people and about the judge's death. Because what was it? Was it last episode that Common killed the judge? Or was that like episode 4?
It might have been episode 2, episode or
Common
2
didn't
back.
kill her.
Yeah, they killed her.
No, it was Tim Robbins that killed her. He poisoned
Oh
her.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, he poisoned her at the dinner. That's right. Yeah.
That
I'm
was
just
back when it
remember
was
I'm just
still
picturing
halfway
Common
decent.
standing in front of her desk, and I connected that. It's been a while. It's been like what, almost a month since we watched this show.
Yeah.
So the sheriff wants to know what actually happened with Meadows, because what was his name, Knox and Shirley, they got blamed for Meadows' death. And like I said, the sheriffs are the only characters in the show I like, and they're the only ones that really do like logical things. I question people who are accused of the thing. They tell me things that don't line up. So I question the mayor. He shuts off the radio communication. Like that's very logical, like steps to find out the information you're looking for. The mechanical people, I don't really care about them.
Okay.
How you guys feel about the mechanical? Like,
It doesn't make sense. That's the problem. The problem is, that
explain why it doesn't make sense.
They have control of the entire electrics throughout the entire freaking place. At any point in time, they could have shut it off. And what are you going to come downstairs in the dark? You're going to come get us in the dark? And it would have flipped everybody out, and they would have had riots on their hands up top, and they didn't do it.
I think it's the next episode that they kind of trick Bernard into exposing that IT has their own power source. Right? Isn't that what happens in the next one?
Yeah. Because for some reason, something was still on,
Now,
and they saw that.
to Semper's benefit, they don't know that. So it is really weird that they wouldn't just shut off the fucking power like immediately. But there's a lot of like, they're doing a lot. It feels like they're trying to Games of Thrones us with all like these like different intertwining storylines and all this like espionage and intrigue.
Well,
and
if they shut off the
power.
power, they'll be killing themselves anyway, and then just be living in the dark. Like, what the hell's the point?
Can they not shut it off floor by floor?
No, they're turning off the
No,
generator.
you turn off the generator.
It turns off everything.
I get that's how they turn it off, but I'm just curious, like, is there a way for them to actually go in and like maybe cut the power to the upper levels and just only have power for them?
It looks like each level has its own like kind of station or where you can cut the power off. Like that was one of the things that the old lady that betrayed them or made it look like she was betraying them. She had to go up and work on some kind of power grid up there.
We're
That's
gonna
what
get
she
to that
said.
hand signal thing later.
Yeah,
Like it makes sense, but I just thought it was stupid.
I was shocked by that. I'll tell you what, that caught me off guard. That I just thought she betrayed everyone. I was absolutely certain.
Can't see my hand signals, but I'm saying Ken is gay and Semper's old a lot.
It just looks like you're jerking yourself off, so
it
you
does. It looks like you're playing with yourself.
can. So
Do your fingers do this when you're jerking off?
I don't go into my personal life, so you can.
Yeah, you stay out of our personal affairs, sir.
It's been called playing the keyboard before, so you know.
tickling the ivories.
Yeah.
So this episode, we don't really get a whole lot with Juliet. Most of the stuff that happens in this episode is the shit. Like the only really important thing is you find out that the guy that helped Juliet decode the hard drive originally, he was like asked to, or he was like convinced to be, you know, how do you phrase it? Agent provocateur during that like riot. Like he was the one I think that threw like the Molotov cocktail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he was told they're going to wipe his memory out.
And that really wasn't that important because I thought we already knew that. I was like, oh, I thought this was information we already had. Maybe I just assumed it.
No, we did, but they didn't know that. Like, it's one of those things where the police or the sheriffs had to discover that on their own.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just wish they would have used that trick where they're like, I need to tell you something. I was the agent provocateur. And then they cut away. Like, okay, we don't need to hear all this stuff again. We already know. But a lot of the episode kind of, I mean, it's a middle episode of the season, so like not a lot of big stuff is going to happen. But the only real big thing that happened was like the sheriff's kind of flip sides.
Yeah.
Which is an important thing to happen in the story, but I just feel like that's the only thing that happened in the whole episode, really.
I will give it this. Things like throughout this season happen very conveniently at very convenient times, where it happens off screen, where they do hint to it, but they don't. It's just, oh well, we really did this behind the scenes, and like, okay, cool.
I will be a little fair to the show. Tim Robbins' character has grown on me a little bit during this season. Like he's one of the only characters I'm starting to kind of like, but he may not be around for much longer.
Until we get to the last episode where they fucked it all up.
Semper, we're gonna watch that final shot a couple of times because this is one of the funniest things I've seen in a TV show.
Well,
whoop.
and we can't talk about it because we got to go through that episode later. But it's like, oh wow, a cliffhanger, huh? I wonder if the two people who drive the entire fucking show are dead. Stupid.
So shall we move on to like there wasn't a whole lot that happened with Juliet. She woke up. Solo was like, "I hid your suit. Can you fix my pump?" And she's like, "But I need to go." I was like, "Please." And she's like, "All right."
Well, here's my problem with it because you guys talked about this already, but I was excited that she was going to that new silo, right?
And nothing happens in it.
I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome until I realized the new silo sucks. And the people in the new silo suck. And her walking around and kind of half-ass fixing some things, but not everything, sucks. And the tunnel that I said was there at the bottom under the water sucks.
We knew it was there, and she never got to the tunnel under the water. Oh, you mean the other guy? Okay, we're not there yet.
Yeah, I said there was.
We knew there was a tunnel there. We always did. We knew in like the first season there was a tunnel there.
We'll talk about that more when we get to it.
I was all excited for the new silo, and then she got over there, and it was just a bunch of filler crap.
Yeah. That was a lot of my problem with this show. Is it feels like if you cut out all the filler between both seasons, you might end up with like a 2-hour movie.
Well, season 1 they did world building and they explained why they were doing everything. And I understand that Till doesn't understand that misinformation is important to get people to.
I get it. I just don't like being
comply.
beat down with the same concept over and over
But
again.
there was world building in the first season, and people who were supposed to be main characters were dying unexpectedly, and it was like, this is great. I didn't know we were going to fast forward from season 1 of Game of Thrones to season 8 of Game of Thrones in a matter of a season.
I don't think it was that bad.
I'd give
it like a 5 overall.
I can't defend it. Like my thing last season was the pace. This season seems like a lot of filler for a very little just payoff.
Yeah.
It's just the payoffs weren't there for how slow and how just trickle down how slowly they trickle information to you. Just like there's so much filler in here.
Well, should we move on to the next episode, guys?
Well, the next episode's where we meet Katniss, right? Katniss Everdeen.
No. It's just where it's like that's the cliffhanger. All right,
You're
episode.
real happy with yourself with that one, aren't you?
Yes, I was happy with that one because that's what she fucking reminded me of.
We'll save it for
I
the
hated this.
Semper. Save it.
All
You're
right,
making my
sorry.
editing job
Sorry.
really fucking difficult.
Sorry.
Episode 7, The Dive. Bernard introduces Lucas to the Legacy, an advanced computer behind a vault that contains all their secret knowledge and records. Though the origins of the silo, beyond 352 years earlier, remain lost. Using the Legacy to help with his research, Lucas suspects the letter uses a book cipher. Mechanical sends paper messages to the upper levels, encouraging citizens to ask what IT has been hiding from them before shutting down the power in the silo, revealing that IT has their own independent power source. What? Bernard clashes with Sims, who is still angry about being set aside. Sims confronts Camille about her actions. She explains that she wants to play both sides for their safety and promises not to hide anything from him again. Billings and Hank follow up on the spies who are trying to sow discord in Mechanical, while Walker worries about Carla and briefly switches on one of IT's cameras to send a message up top, which Bernard receives. Meanwhile, in Silo 17, Juliet performs a deep dive to repair the water pump for Solo, but almost drowns when the air supply is cut. After resurfacing, Juliet finds evidence of a struggle and suspects there's someone else in the silo. Semper, there's someone else in the silo!
Don't even start with me.
Well, guys, what'd you think about this episode?
Well, I think it's a little stupid since we already saw that there was an independent power source in IT when we met Solo. But whatever. Shocker! Oh my God! It's a big reveal.
Well, it wasn't. It was a big reveal to the people in the silo. So
I think that's where a lot of this show takes its own like oomph from its like little reveal punches.
Yeah,
Because it will tell you the answer before it reveals it to the characters.
yeah, you're not
and
gonna be surprised twice by the same information.
Yeah, it just ends up feeling redundant. So I feel like they would do much better if they would withhold the same information from us that it's being withheld from our characters. That's why a point of view character is very important in like mysteries and stuff. Maybe what one of the problems with this show is that because it's set up like a mystery, you don't have like a very centralized point of view character. You did like in the first season with Juliet. Like after Parks and Rec chick, whatever her name was, died.
Rashida Jones.
Yeah, Rashida Jones. After she died, you got Juliet, and that was like your main character for like season 1.
I was legitimately shocked when he went out after his wife, the sheriff, and he died. I didn't expect that dude to die in episode 2 or 3 or whatever it was. I did not expect that the original sheriff to die.
Why would you not expect that to happen?
Because I thought he was the main character.
Yeah, it was a weird thing for them to like kill what looked like the two main characters in the first 2 episodes.
I think one of the things that turned me off about the show originally was it felt like a ham-fisted Ned Stark attempt. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna make the game.
And I was like,
well, not really. That was like at the end of season 1. This is right in the beginning where it's like, that's not the main character.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
they
they rushed it. Like, if they would have done it where like the entirety of season 1 was Rashida Jones and then she died, I feel like that would have had way more impact. But because it was like in the first couple episodes, her and her husband die, I didn't give a shit. I'm like, guess they're not gonna
they
do
were
this
setting
show
up
anymore.
the not even character building, just the weirdness of their situation and what this world is, and they had to do it like with showing you the terms or what's at stake at this silo. Like you could easily just be thrown out and killed. Well, they weren't thrown out; they volunteered.
I think a lot of the problems with this show stems from they can't pick a point of view to tell the story from, and so it constantly defeats them.
But see, that's a problem with most new shows, though. Is the problem is that and this show's no different. They think you're stupid, and so they have to spell everything out. But you can also.
I don't think it's that, Semper. I think they think they're smart. I don't think it's that they think we're stupid. I just think they think they're smart. Which sometimes, like,
I
this
think-
show has done a couple of things where I went, all right, that was kind of clever.
I think the 10 episode model is the best model, but if you don't have enough to fill those 10 episodes, there's no problem like cutting it down to 7 or 8. I think this season would have been a lot better and a lot more efficient and easier to watch if it was maybe an episode 2 less. Because
You know what
there's
made
so
the
much
show
filler,
much
so
better?
much like
Walton
It
Goggins.
would have been a lot better if she would have found out some shit at the new silo because there's nobody there to guard any of it.
Yeah, she found out
Except
nothing.
You didn't find out anything new.
She found out,
Yes,
oh, I know what the inside of the vault looks like. Oh, there's a library here. That's cool.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, that's a legitimate gripe. She was there like 10 minutes before she left. Like, she could have got all the wealth of information and then like, oh, hey, I know this now. But all she does is know, well, which is weird because it paralleled what everybody else knows now, are the main people that there's a weird algorithm or whatever the fuck running things that they're just going to kill everybody. Oh shit! I didn't mean to.
Yeah, she gained absolutely no knowledge going to that new silo or to the dead silo. She could have gone anywhere. She could have figured out whatever
All
she
she
wanted.
gained,
No
the only
new
knowledge she gained was that outside was actually poisonous, which she knew before the end of the last season, but she just confirmed it. Like, yep, it's definitely poisonous out here.
No, she didn't know that. She was confirmed when she saw that the video was fake.
Well, I'm saying, like, when she went outside at the end of the first season, confirmed the air is poisonous. Then when she goes over to the silo that's dead, confirmed again the air is poisonous. So
Well,
like,
no, not technically. She was like, how the hell did they walk out so far if they didn't have suits and if the air is poisonous? Apparently, there's like a thing where the silo itself will pump poison out. So the air might not be as poisonous as they're saying it is.
Yeah, you got a point. There is the
So it's a
fail-safe that if they open and
triple
walk out.
bluff.
So yeah, there's a possibility that the air still may be good.
Is
if
that-
the people?
is that what the
founders
fucking-
of the silo set it up? That's what that thing. That's
what
why,
that system
well,
was. I'm gonna be
okay,
honest. I kind of like was
we get
phasing
to
in and
the-
out. At
See,
that
this
point.
is why
That's the last
I fucking
episode.
hate this. I hate with fucking talking about this shit with you because you fade in and out of stuff.
I'm
Admittedly.
sorry, the show's boring.
Yeah, and you blame it on the show, but we gotta fucking talk
It's
about it. So
really
put a
boring.
little effort into it.
Well,
I
that's
did
the
put effort
problem
into
is-
it.
That part is I just forgot.
Well, that's
It's been
that's
a
the-
month since we watched this show,
But-
Ken.
But that's also the problem with doing this episode by episode, Ken, because the first 9 episodes of that season, you didn't find out any fucking thing. And then the last episode, they're like, oh shit, let's tell them everything.
That's fair. Well, that's
Oh.
fair, but it also gave you a bunch of stupid backlore they didn't need. Like the one guy actually saved the silo, and it gave you again. It's the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and like this and Severance, it's like what they're feeding you isn't keeping me satiated and wanting me to want more and like consume more of this fucking show. It's like you guys need to start pumping in like some of the answers to these things or make this shit a lot cooler.
Yeah, that's where I am with Severance. Is it's like we're not going to tell you shit.
Sounds like you guys are just saying I was right on 2 occasions.
I told you I came around to Till on the silo thing for season 2.
No,
I
that
mean,
was your
hey,
immediate
look,
response.
I'm
and
an
you didn't give anything
asshole.
a chance.
I'm an
No.
asshole.
No, the
But
problem
sometimes
with
I'm
you,
right.
The problem with you, Till, is that you decided it sucked on the season that was good
Because
before you ever
Semper-
freaking watched it.
Semper.
Before you even watched it, and then you
I
tried that
watched
little
the
bullshit
first
thing. It was like, I
2
don't
episodes the first time?
understand how counter information works. Ugh,
No,
I'm Till.
No, I get it.
Ugh.
It's still the whole thing is still convoluted and silly. I get what they're going at with it. It's just the way they're doing it's very silly. And I watched I think it was the first 2 episodes the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew immediately. I knew what the show was. Like it's like eating a scoop of cake that has shit in it. I could taste the shit. I may not know exactly what the shit flavor is, but it's there. I can taste it.
This is a horrible analogy.
It's a
Why would you
terrible
ever
analogy.
eat fucking shit cake?
Well, I didn't know there was
can't
shit in the
believe
cake, Ken. They just had a sign that said free cake. They didn't tell me there was shit in it.
You fat fuck! Don't eat free
I'm
cake.
sorry. I was hungry. Never go to a
Why do you
Kmart.
keep eating it when there's
Why
shit
would
in
you-
it?
Why would you even?
Free.
Why would you even taste a piece of cake that smells like shit?
Yeah. Why didn't
Well,
it's
it
just-
tasted like cake or it smelled like cake. You
Not
know,
only fat, you're fucking poor.
I thought maybe
You
the
eat
guy
free cake.
next to it farted.
God, this is
Why
what
are you
you
eating
get when
farty?
you don't make
I
any
mean,
money.
it's free cake.
You sack of shit. No, you're not right because you're pessimistic about a lot of the shit we watch, and then oh, this sucks.
I
And
will
oh,
not
wait, that's
disagree with
pretty
you
good.
there, kid. Like I said, I'm an asshole, but on 2 occasions, I have been right recently.
No, this show can be good. The way they're doing it is sucks.
I always said
Like,
it could be good. I just said it was never going to be.
I don't know if you said it could be good. You were complaining about it immediately. You didn't like the characters. You didn't like the story. You didn't like
Yeah.
anything about this.
I like the setting. I really like the setting and the set design. I knew it was not going to be anything satisfying. Like
I thought we
could
had a
feel
whole
that
thing
shit.
about you hated the silo idea and why these people are so stupid. Like,
No,
We had a whole
I hate
argument.
how they have the silo set up. I think the way that their little civilization in the silo set
The
up
most he hates the most
retarded.
interesting part about this show.
It's not interesting.
10,000 people in line.
I don't think it's interesting. Like, I would find it more interesting to see like a group of people lock themselves into a silo during a cataclysm and watch them have to figure out how to reduce civilization. Like,
But
I think
then
that would be more
they
interesting.
did. That's what they came up with. That's what.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what they
decided.
came up with is silly, and it doesn't interest me.
And then you have the Stevens Van Zant guy or whatever the hell his name is. And
Uh,
he was this
Steve
mysterious
Zahn?
character. Yeah,
Zahn?
whatever his name
Steve
is.
Zahn, national treasure. Steve Zahn.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
put some respect on his name.
except he was supposed to be this mysterious figure, and it turns out
Yeah.
he's just retarded.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
coming,
he was
too.
a child. That's like a borderline genius, but he still has the mind of a child. Like that's.
I thought
what
that
he
story ended up not being as dumb as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more. He was gonna be like a fucking psycho or something. I thought it was gonna be like. Ugh.
Yeah,
No, I knew what this was the whole
anything
time.
else
I,
would have been
I
cool.
knew it was like a kid
Except
got in
he's
there. Somehow.
retarded.
But waste of time. Absolute waste of time.
No, it should have been condensed so much more than this. Like they could have. I really feel like I didn't watch it because I don't want to learn anything about the books, but from some of the screenshots and some of the things
Kids
I've seen,
allergic
like
to reading.
yeah. Well, no, this is YouTube, so I'm not reading anything. From what it looks like there's like like almost like Fallout, where there's like a silo of fucking zombies in one of these things. Like
Awesome. Okay, now
yeah,
you got me
I know. I
really
was like, why
interested.
aren't we doing this? Like that should be episode 4. You fucks. Like, what are we doing?
Yes. See, I would watch that show. Zombie Silo? Come on. That sounds
That's
awesome.
what it looked like, dude. It looked like it was like all out chaos in some of these. There's 50 silos. Like, I hated the fact that are we even sticking to that model where we're reading every episode now?
Yeah,
Or
we'll,
what are we
we'll
doing?
move on, but like, you can.
I don't want to move on. I just want to. I feel like I'm jumping ahead, and I don't want to.
Well,
The,
if you feel like you're jumping ahead, we can wait because
That's
we
because
got 3
anything
more
halfway
episodes.
decent happened in the last episode.
Well,
Well,
we
let's
can
just say
off
what
with
happened in
dog shit.
what the direction, what it looks like they're going for season 3. Looks like the exact opposite of going in and checking out other silos and seeing what's going on. I'll put it that way.
Well, again, we have to wait till the last episode. to
So you're
have that
saying
discussion.
the silo is going to avoid the most interesting storytelling
Yes,
path?
yes,
Who
and I
would
hate
ever
admitting
have
that.
guessed that, kid?
Frick, I knew you were gonna freaking do that.
Oh, it's
I
okay,
did not
kid.
want to admit
Kid,
that. but
you know
yeah.
what? You can like any show you want. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
No, this is bull because there's like something cool here, and just they're screwing it up.
Yeah.
It's not.
There
Like
I
were
know. I know. That's
there-
why I never wanted to get invested. I could feel it. Like, I'm not saying that, like, I knew I knew for
God,
sure.
I hate that this fucking show made him right.
You did, you prick.
No, like, I'm not saying, like, I knew for sure, but I had this gut feeling. I was like, this sucks. I don't like this. I can see where this is going. I didn't want to be right. When you were like, oh, we're watching season 2, I really did hope. I was like, man, I hope this show turns me around. Like, I really don't want to watch a show that I'm not going to like. I would rather it be a good show and me be like, I liked it this season.
There
But it
were
didn't
there were two good things there were 2 very interesting things that happened this season, and it was the 2 fucking things they landed the cliffhangers on.
Okay, we'll get
And
to
it
that.
was
Let's go ahead and move on to episode 8, The Book of Quinn. I'm going to do that
Ooh.
again because you coughed over it,
Sorry.
bastard.
I told you I've been sick for like a month. Get out of here.
Episode 8, The Book of Quinn. Juliet gets the bends and has to dive again to recover. But after resurfacing, she is confronted by a figure who shoots her with an arrow and threatens to kill her. Juliet searches for her attacker and finds 3 young people. In Silo 18, Lucas tracks down Quinn's descendants and learns that they gave Quinn's copy of the pack to Meadows years earlier. Bernard tells Lucas that Quinn destroyed the records 140 years ago and drugged the water in order to make citizens forget their history to stop the rebellions that had been occurring every 20 years. Using Quinn's pact, Lucas starts decoding Quinn's letter. Sims, with Camille's help, learns that Lucas is investigating for Bernard. Walker meets Bernard and agrees to be his informant in order to save Carla. Consequently, a group of mechanical who break into Supply are arrested by raiders. Billings' wife, Kathleen, learns that Billings saved a page of a picture book from the before times and demands to see it. So, not a lot happens in this episode either. We find out there's some young people in the other silo, and the old lady agrees to be Bernard's snitch.
And shocker, it was another interracial relationship.
A lesbian interracial relationship.
All right, yeah, I can't. I was gonna bring that up. We finally got to like the other people living in the second silo.
Yeah,
I was trying to like not go the whole woke route, but every relationship is an interracial or gay relationship. Every single
or
one.
interracial gay relationship.
I said that, didn't I? It's gay or interracial or both. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I didn't specify that.
The third one. It's the third.
Well, you're right. Like fucking Juliet is gonna bang the Indian dude. They're gonna be a thing when she comes back.
I like to call him H1B.
Okay,
I was just calling him Vivek.
but you had had Robin or Tim Robbins' character with the ugly ass black judge. I'm sorry, the other chick is the half black chick, and the guys that went up that got accused of killing the judge. She is fucking hideous. The 2 old ladies make sense because they're old and gross.
That dude's a Chad too.
All right. You did this before. All right, we get it. You're in love with the guy. You think he deserves better.
No, you know who deserves better, kid? Ryan Reynolds, instead of that cheating, disgusting whore Blake Sorry, wrong show.
Yeah, what the hell? Where did that come from? I mean, you're right, but
came from.
Free Ryan.
Yeah. No, those two assholes deserve each other. He just has a better PR than she does. He's just as big an asshole, and what's his name divorced him because of this shit. Like he's like super controlling and bullshit and all that other bullshit. But
he's Ryan Reynolds.
Also, he's
Ryan
banging Blake Lively and Scarlett Johansson, so he's doing something right. Fucking
Ken, are you gonna tell Van Wilder no?
Yes, because I'm not gay, but you can do whatever you want.
I don't mean
buddy.
sexually. But we all know.
Yeah.
Is that why Alanis Morissette divorced him? I didn't know.
She never was married to him.
Yeah, she was. Long time ago. Oh yeah.
They dated. Didn't he just like break up with her because he wanted hotter
I
chicks?
thought they were
Was
married.
she the girl at the pizza place?
What?
Ryan Reynolds, he's from Two Guys, a Girl at a Pizza Place.
I don't know what you're doing right now.
I noticed they were married.
That was a solid Ryan Reynolds reference. I'm sorry, Ken, you don't know your Ryan Reynolds history.
Two Guys? Yeah, I don't know my Canadian.
You've never
Ryan
seen
Reynolds
Two Guys,
history.
a Girl at a Pizza Place?
No, I haven't.
It was a Canadian classic.
That's what the first word of that should have fucking
they
led you
were
to believe
engaged.
why I don't know.
They were engaged. They were not married.
Boom, told you.
You were right.
It was the sitcom that Ryan Reynolds first was on that got him like his first like bit of notoriety. Well syndicated in America.
Yeah. Well, cool. Fucking Ryan.
Now you know, Ken. Now you can use that trivia when you go to your next
now
bar
I can-
trivia
I'm
night.
gonna win that one. Yeah.
What TV sitcom did Ryan Reynolds start in? Ken's be like, oh, I know that one now.
The Two Girls in One Cup, right?
Two Girls, One Cup. Two girls, a guy in one cup.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Canadian story.
It makes it
Story
worse
of
somehow.
Canada.
Yeah, those two girls totally look Canadian too.
Ugh.
I would know. I never watched it.
All right, let's get back to this.
Yeah. Sorry.
So,
but I'm just saying the show is. I thought you guys would bring that up more. The show is. I hate using this word woke, but it's.
I'm
it's
sorry,
woke to the
Ken.
10th degree.
I don't see color.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
No, I think I have a
sorry,
brain
you can't
injury
see-
or something.
Yeah.
Everything.
You see like a dog.
Yeah. No, I only see in heat vision now. Something's wrong.
You see like a predator.
Yeah. Like, oh no, what had happened? Maybe I should hit myself in the head again. Will that fix it?
Why are there so many colors coming out of your midsection? Why can I see this?
Permanent synesthesia. I just see sound all the time. Like, everybody shut up. Everything's red. Everything's red.
Yeah, just turn down the purple, please.
Turn down the purple. Oh no, I got purple in my eye. Eamon Hillman was right.
Boom! Just shoot it right in.
There's so many references nobody's gonna get.
I know, it's so great.
That was the superpower on Heroes, being able to see color or see
God,
sounds.
don't remind me of that season. Oh, fucking circus man.
Is that the third season? Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
That was the one with the
sucked.
girl that played the violin and blew everybody up because she could see sound.
Yeah. So this is the episode where Juliet finds the I don't know, they felt like kids that had been lost in the woods their whole life, and like almost like the Lost Boys. Like they kind of felt like that. Like they were like ratty and like wearing like one of them was named Eater or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were born after everybody died.
And she had very weird characteristics that I thought belonged to a certain tribe, but I looked her up. Nope, she's like Iranian or something.
Yeah, I thought she was like Indian or Pakistani.
She's like from Iran. Yeah, Pakistan, something
That makes
weird.
sense. She's a shade
That's why
of
everybody
brown.
hates her. It's all weird. Yeah,
She's Iranian.
but she looks like she can smell sound. That honker.
So yeah, she meets them. They have Solo kidnapped. She wants her suit back. So they make her try to figure out how to get into the vault in exchange to talk to Solo.
Mm.
Why would she
Yeah.
know how to get into the vault?
I guess they think she's friends or something. I don't know. They're well. I don't know if they knew or didn't know if she could get in, but they
Oh wait,
figured
that's the next
they-
episode. Sorry, but like nothing really happens in this episode.
Nothing happens in any episode until you get to the last episode.
And here's my problem. That would probably be a pretty interesting backstory, like their parents that died and going back all the way, like with all this other crap that they're spoon feeding you. I would not have been I would not have had a problem if they went back and showed you how this one subset of people survived outside of the where what the hell's his name?
Han
Solo
Solo.
is. Yeah. So it looks like there's an entire group of people that were trying to break in for 50 years. Like, you don't think that's interesting? You couldn't go back and show that?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's relevant in any way.
Or why
Well,
there's 3 children are left?
Wasn't the guy who killed Solo's dad their dad?
I think so. No, he was the one that
No.
ran out first in when they opened the silo.
He was the leader of that group. He was like the first. He was like the one
Oh,
carrying
that
the
was
flag.
Solo's dad?
No, that
No,
wasn't Solo's dad. That
that's
was
the guy
the
that killed
that was the
Solo's
dad
dad.
of the
Oh, okay.
interracial couple.
Well, we don't know that either. They couldn't be the dad of the interracial couple.
He was the
He's
dad
been
of
in-
both interracial couples.
Well,
No.
she was saying that he killed her mom.
Sorry,
and
Ken, I
that's
can't
why
remember
they
the
wanted
show.
to shoot him.
No, he's been in that silo for like 40 years. That's why they're like second or third generation kids. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
All I
then it was
know,
all
Ken-
resolved by her going, "But you have a baby," and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, we get along great now."
their parents tried to get into the food stores,
Yes.
and something
Their
happened.
parents, their parents figured out the code because that's where all those numbers were in that room.
Yeah.
Where they start giving you hints that Silo was like, oh, I sat next to this girl. I was like, wait, this is like for 11-year-olds. And I was like, all right, well, this is obviously a kid that got into it, but blah blah blah. But yeah, they figured it out. They got in and they shot him while he was sleeping, but they didn't kill him, and he locked them in the something or other, and they ended up like suffocating and dying. But they hinted that in like episode 1 or 2, where she goes, "How come these bodies look a lot newer than some of these other bodies? Like these look pretty fresh, actually, compared to these ones."
Oh, so it was pretty recent. Okay, yeah. Let's move on to episode 9, The Safeguard. Juliet is confronted by Audrey, leader of the 5 young survivors, who orders Juliet to open the vault so they can access the food. Audrey has captured Solo and wants to kill him for the death of their parents. Juliet realizes that Solo was a child at the time of the rebellion, and Solo confesses that he killed the group's parents out of self-defense when they broke into the vault. Solo and the group make peace, and he allows everyone into the vault. In Silo 18, Luca learns that there are 50 other silos, and following Quinn's letters, travels to the lower levels. Lucas finds the tunnel underneath, where at a door, a computer voice warns him not to tell anyone what he has seen, or they will initiate the Safeguard.
I'm super interested to see where that... Oh, no, wait, we don't get to find out.
Billings gives Sims the picture book page, which makes Camille and Sims consider joining the rebellion. Patrick tells Kathleen his suspicion that the silo's display of the outside is a lie. Bernard blames the rebellion's actions on Billings, but not all the top-level deputies believe him. Bernard spies on Knox, and Walker discovers the rebellion's plans.
Yeah, this was a kind of a big reveal that leads to nothing. It's like, we'll see you next season.
Yeah, the main thing that happens in this one is, well, you get to see inside the vault, which is kind of cool. I do like the really nice, like, swanky library he's got in there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I love all that hardwood shit, like the big fireplace. You're like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
I didn't think it was like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
I thought it was just going to be that lame fucking first room. I didn't realize that was just the hallway. Why does it look like that when this looks like this in here?
Yeah, why does this look like an old 1920s library?
I mean, it is the best room in the whole silo.
And it's all for one person. Nobody else can read these books.
Why? How would it not be better if everyone could, like, share this shit?
Well, you got a bunch of retards that are still finding a way to go outside, or wanting to go outside and destroy the place. Imagine if you taught them things.
Imagine if you taught them why outside was bad, rather than just being like, bad outside.
They literally say it's poison outside, and they've all watched people walk 5 steps and die.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, imagine if they'd retained their history for this entire time and knew why they were in the silo.
Well, their history is that the world went to shit, and if they go outside, they die. And so if you keep it nice and simple...
Yeah, I get that, but imagine if they understood, like, say, like, it was a chemical bomb or something, like, oh, this place got chemical bombed, and it won't be cleaned for another 500 years. Like, if they just all knew that, I feel like people would be a lot more... Like, you might still have some people that get cabin fever and want to go outside. Like, I don't believe it's still...
Imagine if you had, you had images of what the world used to look like. Wouldn't you want to go, hey, maybe there's somewhere in the world where there's still... Maybe I want to go outside and, like, leave this place.
Well, how are you going to get there if it's outside? It's poisonous. Maybe it's not poisonous everywhere, but how are you going to get there?
Exactly? They would be focusing on that. Maybe take over everything.
Like, I mean, maybe they could.
They have.
Maybe they could devise a way to get there. Maybe they could build, like, hermetically sealed vehicles to reach a non-poisoned area. You know,
well, this whole thing all right. So they kind of lead you to believe that either one, they said there's actually Tim Robbins' character says it. There's actually technically 51 silos. So it also what everything happening makes you think one of two things: that there's a secret group of people running everything, all the silos, and that's who they're talking to. That's who's basically sending them the information, and that's who he talks to in that underwater cave, or it's some kind of AI algorithm actually running things. Like
I have a feeling it's probably going to be the AI thing. But how funny would it be if they get down? Because I'm assuming the 51st silo is underneath all the other silos.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how the silos are built next season because they had that flashback.
That's what that. Well, yeah, I was.
Where we found out how the
next season.
Ooh, it was so exciting how the Pez dispenser got into the silo.
If they do flashbacks next season, they might interest me.
We're doing Lost next season. What's going to happen?
Oh, come on. Please, Smoke Monster, anything.
Seconds,
shake this up.
No, every 5 seconds, we're going to have flashbacks of them in the real world before the silo was built. Watch. It's going to be fucking mind-numbing.
It's the other silos are the most interesting part. Like, what the hell's going on? Can they
I
get
don't
there?
understand why they don't go into different, like, have 2 or 3 people go into different silos and let's see what the fucking silos look like.
That's what it should be. We've taken over the silo. We want to see what's in the other silos.
I want to see a silo where they know everything and are like, it's almost like religious, and they're like, we are going to be the best of humanity. So when the earth is clean again, we come out into the open, strong and able and smart and cultured. We know our history and like.
Well, there's another. I haven't heard this theory. This is like something I've been with all the information I had that. What if this whole thing is a simulation where that's why they wipe their memories? It's about, they got what, 50,000 people, 50 silos.
Yeah.
And this is like, the world isn't over. They just irradiated or like killed. That's why they pumped their own
under
poison.
Some kind of a dome or something.
If this ends up being a simulation, Ken, you both are going to be able to hear my eyes roll from hundreds of miles away.
I heard everybody, like, most people were disappointed in the end of the books. I don't know why. They said the end of the books, like, they said they sucked.
The end of the books just ended with 2 girls eating shit out of a cup. I don't know what happened.
But they survived. They survived. They realized they can live on their own shit.
It was inoculation to the gas.
One of the 2 girls finds asylum. Like, you can survive out here, but you're not going to like how you do it. What's that cup for? Oh, you don't want to know.
You're going to find out. Let's just say, it'll be over before you know it.
or we're going to find out that they built the silos to last 500 years for the gas to disperse. And we're going to find out at the end of this that they've been underground for 1,000 years because the stuff they put in place was to keep people in the silo. And so they needed to keep people scared of running out. So nobody ever tried. So they set up all of this type of stuff where you could go clean and stuff like that. And then it would kill you instantly through the suit. And then you're going to find out that they could have left 500 years ago, but the rules that were in place with their little Bible.
Well, they wipe their memories. They say it in the show. That's why, like, they did this thing where it doesn't happen overnight, but you basically lose they pump this thing that makes you lose your memory.
But like this, like the AI keeping people in something because that's what it was programmed to do. It feels familiar. Like maybe like it was like something like from like a Doctor Who episode or something.
If people walked out the front, that key would go off and it would spray the gas and they'd all die.
It sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
So the control to keep them in for 500 years ended up keeping them in there for 1,000.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're almost at an hour here, so let's read the final synopsis for episode 10.
Oh, the only good episode of the season?
Into the Fire. Walker works with Knox and the other rebels to use Bernard's camera to send him misinformation. There's that misinformation again. They trick Bernard into sending the raiders below and transferring all rebels up top, after which Pete sacrifices himself to blow up the stairs in between.
Oh, I hoped there wasn't some contrived stupid thing that caused somebody to have to sacrifice their life that was a major character. I hope that doesn't happen in this episode.
The up-top deputies side with the rebels after receiving Billings' message via Sims. Patrick agitates the citizens into a mob that demands answers from Bernard. Lucas tells Bernard what he learned and resigns, which causes a despondent Bernard to make Sims his new IT shadow, handing over the vault key and password. Sims and his family enter the vault, but the legacy says only Camille can stay. In Silo 17, Solo tells Juliet about the safeguard procedure, a pipe that can pump enough poison to kill everyone, and how it can be stopped. Juliet uses the firefighter suit and returns to Silo 18, which is seen inside and celebrated, but she shows a message warning them not to leave. Juliet enters as Bernard is leaving, and they are locked in the incinerator as it fires up. In an apparent flashback to Washington, D.C., a woman named Helen questions a new congressman about the possibility of the U.S. retaliating against Iran for supposedly having detonated a dirty bomb on U.S. soil. I forgot about the flash forward to modern, or the flashback to
Are
modern
you
time.
fucking kidding me? That's what I was talking about earlier.
I completely once I read it, I remember it now. Like I can actually see it. I'm like,
That's what he was saying with the stupid Pez duck thing.
I rolled my eyes when they said Iran. I just went, you guys.
Dude, I know. I did the same. Really, Iran?
yeah.
You guys are so hard up to attack Iran.
Dirty
that
bomb.
you're pumping that shit in as propaganda.
Well,
Get out of here.
They hinted that in the show. Like he's like, does anybody ever like they scan you and it's supposed to turn green? He goes, does that ever turn red? He's like, well, I've never seen it. So they're kind of insinuating that even they're lying about this dirty bomb. It's just a measure of control.
Well, how would you get the? Because it looks like L.A. out. You can see the.
I thought it was
city.
like Washington or one of those other ones.
So
Maybe.
So read the first part till where she's where it said she put the suit on. Read that part again.
The fire suit.
Yeah, it's a fire suit, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? Didn't
Oh, I know. I've said this
when
before.
it fired off.
I literally said this to him last night or early before you came on. I was like, he's not dead. She was in a literal fire suit.
Yeah, I never assumed she was dead. Like when you said fire suit, I was like, oh yeah, she is in a fire suit. But even when I didn't remember her being in a fire suit, I was like, there's no way she's dead.
No, because he cut holes in her spacesuit and she had to substitute it with a fire suit. They said that when she found out that he cut the holes, they said, but we have this fire suit. And so when the fire went off, I said, okay, well, so we're going to kill the mayor, but we're not going to kill the unkillable character. Gotcha.
It's just stupid. It's just stupid.
Well, it was just, you knew she was going to end up there. Like, even on episode 1, you knew she was coming back to the silo.
Next season, she's going to be on top of the mayor. They're both going to survive.
Yeah.
He's going
to be horrifically injured. And
he might be injured, but like they'll both survive.
They couldn't afford Tim and Robbins anymore, so he's going to just going to be all burned up.
We're not getting U.S. aid money anymore, so we're going to have to renegotiate, and he didn't want to come back. That would be the way to step out, like, all right, Tim Robbins, now's your chance. Do you want to continue with this show, or do you want to step out? Do you want to go off do something else? This is your chance. This would be your graceful exit. We can just come back next season. You're a burnt corpse. Easy peasy.
I'm just tired of playing a tall nerd.
Tired of wearing Mormon clothing.
Break this to you.
This silos looks like
Tim Robbins.
You are a tall nerd, sir.
Dude, this silo. I just realized what this silo looks like. This silo looks like if Mormons had set up a like post-apocalyptic like civilization, like the way like they don't have collars or anything. It's just like flat like clothing and shit. Very Mormon-esque.
This feels more Jehovah's Witness.
Could be either or, but we only know for sure if they take their clothes off and they're wearing magic underwear.
Because the Jehovah's it is the Mormons. It has to be Jehovah's Witness because the Mormons would have gone to the other silos and knocked on their door.
Have you heard that? We're also Jehovah, or we're also Mormon, you asshole. Oh, sorry. My bad. So you got everything kind of coming to a head with the rebellion that has been taking place in the silo. And you have the upper level people turning on Bernard. And Bernard looking like he's about to either walk away and blow his brains out, which I guess is essentially what he was kind of going to do. He was just gonna walk
I guess. I don't know. He had his suit on for some reason.
like Kane through the fucking world. I don't know what his plan was. Like, I get it. Like, he wanted to get the fuck out. Did he have a specific place he was going? Do you think he was maybe going to the 51st silo?
I don't know. They didn't hint it. It just looked like he was freaking out. He was like, at first it looks like he's stopping everybody from leaving the silo, and then he's like, "Well, I'm going to put my suit on, and if you guys are going to die, I'm gonna get out of here first."
So we figured out over the course of the stupid season that that he knows a lot more than he says he knows. So there's a possibility that he knew about the key, and that if she came back in, that it would have released the gas and killed everybody. And he didn't want everybody in the silo to die, so he hit the button that cleanses everything, that would reset the system. And so there's a possibility that he knew that if she came back in, that everybody was going to die in the silo.
Well, no, he didn't know about what's that? The what protocol? The safety
the procedure.
Protocol? Yeah,
Or safeguard procedure.
The Indian guy told him about it. Like, he like whispered it into his ear. That's why the Indian guy was all like, "Oh, we're all gonna die. I don't really care. I'm gonna go hang out with my mom." Like, that's what he said. It was like the one thing the algorithm said not to do was tell anybody, and he told like 3 people on his way up.
I do like Lucas, but that was mainly just because he had the better story arc or storyline in the second half of the season. He's like almost completely missing from the first half because they sent him to the mines.
Yeah.
Which we
it is kind of ridiculous. Is like he just goes from the mines to, all right, you're my number 2, or you're my shadow. I was like, that was quick. Didn't you just send me the mines? Oh, you're too smart to go to the mines. Yeah, I knew that before I went to the mines. He goes, "Oh, decipher this thing, this book that looked like the easiest cipher in the world."
A equals 1, B equals 2.
Right?
I'm thinking I'm cracking it.
I think I've cracked the code, guys.
I'm so good at this.
It's one of those like spinners you get from like the old like cereal box. I get it.
Book I had the whole time. I just had to just go 4 letters over. Wow.
Do you have your great grandfather's box of Fruity Loops?
We're gonna have people in the comments. Actually, you guys are stupid. You don't understand.
Yeah, I'm used
actually.
to it. Dude, I can't tell you how many people in the last 48 hours have told me to learn Greek. I was like, no. Loser, get the fuck out of here. So how we feeling overall? I know me and Semper, I'm kind of just like meh overall. I'm more hated in the beginning than I did towards the end, just because like the ending of the beginning was just so fucking slow. Like, at least in the back half of the season, things were seeming to happening. You know, even though it was like it kind of equated to not a whole lot, but things were happening. There wasn't just like a whole episode of someone staring at a door from across a chasm. Like,
again, I can't. I've been saying this since day one. I can't defend the pacing of this stupid fucking show. The season wasn't my favorite. The just slow drip of information. How just all the filler and all the shit that could have been cut out pissed me off. And I don't really like the direction from what it seems like from that last episode. Like, unless they like give us some answers in season 3, I'm almost done with this show. But I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna try to see if it gets better. But I understand the disappointment. I'm not there with you, but I understand the disappointment with this show.
Well, after the second season, I would have been fine with the end of the show being her walking over the hill.
and just the entire thing. She comes back and the entire
season
silo's dead.
one is the season 1 is the only season. How do you go to a new silo that's identical to the other silo, except there's nobody to stop you from finding out all the answers, and you don't look for anything?
Semper, here's how they could have ended the show. She comes back from the other silo, right? And everyone in her silo is dead. Everyone's dead.
I thought they were going to do that. I thought they were going to do like a time shift thing where
and
you thought it
she
was happening at the same time, but
Yeah.
he comes back and it's like they left like 10 days ago and everybody's dead.
Yeah, and she finds Bernard's gun and then like ends herself, and that the show just goes to black after like cuts to black on the shot. You know.
Still would have been a better
I'm like-
ending than this season.
I'd be like, you know what, Ken? I take everything back I've ever said about this show.
No, she goes back and like kills all the other. She's like so black pilled. She goes back and kills everybody.
She
in second
poisons
Silo.
everyone, murders everyone, and then kills herself. You're like, oh wow, the show.
She's
You know
like-
what?
she's like,
It got me at the last minute. You know what? This was kind of like a There Will Be Blood of sci-fi shows. It's like
guys, great news. Shoots everybody.
that'd been great. I'd be like, you know what, Ken? I take everything I said back. This show was actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's great, guys. It turns out everyone's dead. So are you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that about covers it for Silo Season 2. Thank you guys so much for watching our coverage. If you haven't yet, go back and watch Part 2. We argue quite a bit. And, you know, I said everything correctly and didn't make one mistake.
Oh, fuck off.
All right. We'll see you guys. Hit that like button and subscribe and all that stuff. Anyways, bye.
Bye.
Fuck off.